Hello everyone, thanks for clicking on our video today. We're going to be talking about the international business strategy of Six Flags over Australia. My name is Tia Probus and this is
Victoria Stafford. So this is for the class of Econ 3500, International Business Management.
Where do people go for fun?
Amusement parks. So it's been found that over 375 million people go to amusement parks in North America yearly, and it has amounted to over $22 billion of revenue in 2019 alone.
And in this graph it shows just as Six Flags that over 32.81 million people attended in the year 2019 alone.
So where did we choose to have our amusement park at?
Australia. Why is Australia the most appropriate for this expansion? It's because of the fact that the seasonality of the Australian location would contrast with the seasonality of the United States. This would allow the company to have a high fluctuation of demand year-round.
So what are some opportunities and strengths for doing business in Australia? Some opportunities and strengths include the fact that Australia is one of the world's best performing advanced economies and has not had a recession for about 3 decades. Australia has a population of around 24 million that lives close to or in urban centers, and also it has been found that they have a higher disposable income. Australia is also an English-speaking country, making it a smoother transition and also better communication for employees. It's been said that there is increased interest in investment in services in Australia, and there is a need for more services for the better development for Australia.
What are the objectives for this expansion? Seasonality, the fluctuation of the temperature of the different countries. The seasonality of the park at its peak is during the summer months. Australia's summer months are during the United States winter months, thus resulting in a steady cash flow all summer long, all year round, really. We also have a competitive advantage over Walt Disney because they don't have a park in Australia.
So what is our choice of mode of entry and why? So some of the modes of entry to choose from include strategic alliance, licensing, and international joint venture. So we're using an international joint venture for our mode of entry for Six Flags. This is because of the benefits associated with using international joint venture. With an international joint venture, the financial risk is shared, and the local partner knows domestic economic, cultural, and political environments. The local partners can also help overcome country-specific logistics and bureaucracy.
What is the company's international strategy? We decided to use the transnational strategy for our company. This is because it seeks a middle ground between the multi-domestic and global strategy and offers the centralization benefits provided by global strategy along with the local responsiveness characteristic of domestic strategies.
So what are some of the foreign trade issues that Six Flags would have? If Six Flags were to outsource their merchandise, there might be a problem with foreign trade of the act of getting the product to the park. However, Six Flags likes to mainly use sources for their product within the same country. So foreign trade is not a big issue for Six Flags.
What is the role of human resource management? Let's first talk about the definition of human resource management, which is it can be defined as a distinct approach of labor force, occupation management, and wishes to obtain the competitive advantage of their organization by using competent human resources of an integrated matrix, cultural, structural, and personnel techniques. The role of human resource management within the Six Flags includes assisting the development of new HR procedures, policies and forms, responds to emergency situations, and maintains control until the supervisor arrives. They also ensure that the image, cleanliness, and courtesy standards are met.
So how does globalization of the economy affect our business? Globalization is the elimination of barriers to trade, investment, culture, and information technology. It makes it possible for goods, services, capital, technology, and cultures to cross national borders. Globalization brings many benefits to Six Flags for moving to Australia.
What are the requirements to efficiently coordinate a globally dispersed production system? Three factors help major: location, technological factors, and product factors. Also knowing what to make, what to buy, and how to coordinate your globally dispersed business helps.
So what are projections for the future? We project for the future enough profits to pay back our investors in a timely manner. And we also project that within 2 years, we will start the process of potentially expanding to other countries globally.
What other concerns are for our company do we have? Problems that any company would have to face when trying to expand to another country is dealing with construction permits, registering property, protecting investors, and the culture that is already there.
And finally, the cultural, environmental, and social risks of Six Flags over Australia. Just like in all companies being established in another country, pollution and infrastructure development pose an environmental risk. Also, agriculture and overgrazing can impose another environmental risk. Cultural risks within moving a business overseas include failing to understand local business practices, failing to adapt management practices across cultures, failing to understand local legal and ethical issues, and ineffective diversity management. Social risk includes actions that affect the communities around them. This can include labor issues and corruption by company officials. Public health issues could also be a concern as they affect absenteeism and worker morale. Political uncertainty can also be a social risk if the company does not have a good understanding of the local power structure and who the power brokers are. Companies with social risk face political backlash, public outcry, and damaged legal standing, and may not be sustainable in the long term.
We would just like to say thank you for listening to this video and show you our references.